Everyone, I'm Toni Land. I'm founder and chief experience officer for Landing Exceptional Experiences. And welcome to ToniTime. Now, if you're a healthcare leader who already knows what needs to change, but you can't seem to get traction, then this conversation is for you. Because most of the leaders that I work with struggle with insight. They have data, they have dashboards, they have strategic plans. What they struggle with is execution, turning those priorities into consistent daily behaviors across leaders, teams, departments, and shifts. That's where things stall. And when execution stalls, outcomes do too. Here's what the research tells us. Nearly 70% of strategic initiatives fail, not because the strategy was wrong, but because execution breaks down. That means most organizations don't have a strategy problem. They have an execution design problem. Knowing what to do isn't always the issue. Making it show up reliably in daily work, that's the real issue. Research also shows us that more than 80% of people who attend courses or training never apply what they learned in a sustained way. And that's exactly why I created the Experience Accelerator Lab, because knowing isn't the problem, consistency and practice are. When execution isn't intentionally designed and co-designed into daily work, you see a shift in focus and competing priorities. Behaviors will vary by leader, by department, by unit. Reinforcement also becomes inconsistent. The teams work hard, but effort doesn't always translate into sustained improvement. That's frustrating for leaders and for team members, and it is exhausting for the teams and the leaders also. That's why I didn't create another course. I created a lab. Information doesn't change behavior. Slides don't change behavior. Good intentions, as great as they are, they do not change behavior. Consistency and practice, that's what changes behavior. Now, the Experience Accelerator Lab is a 12-week small cohort experience where leaders identify one clear focus, define and co-design one observable behavior, and then design that into the daily workflow and reinforce it consistently. That's how execution becomes repeatable and not dependent upon personalities and even leaderships. Now, you might be wondering, who is this work really for? And it is for any leader that is responsible for outcomes. Maybe that's patient experience metrics. Maybe that's safety outcomes. Maybe you're a nursing or an operations leader, you're a director or a manager, and you're trying to move the needle. This work is for you. If you are a leader who is tired of talking about execution and ready to actually build it and activate it, then this is definitely the conversation for you. Now, I want to invite you to take one simple next step. I've created a short execution readiness check. It takes less than 3 minutes, and it will just help you to be able to see where execution might be breaking down in your organization and for your team. You'll receive a snapshot of what your responses suggest and a practical recommendation that you can apply immediately. You can use the link below to take the execution readiness check. Thanks for joining me on ToniTime. I'm Toni Land, and together we turn knowing into doing.